live. So let's see who rocks up and says hello to. Let's get this on the big screen so I know what's going on. Oh, here we go. There we go. It says. It still says set reminder. Okay, so let's see. Let's see who's coming in to say hello. Let's move this over there. Come on. Oh, we've got four people in. Let's see who they are. How are you doing, everyone? Thank you very much for coming in, everyone. Isabel, how are you doing? You're the first one in. Dean's lost the plot is here. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Davey, how are you doing, mate? Nick's allotment diary. How are you doing, Nick? Um, MTB Geek, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Peace and love. I like that message. Um, Unknown Linear. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much for coming in. Richard, how are you doing? Currently sorting the results of the virtual show. Be back ASAP. Dean, I've seen some of the pictures. They're looking absolutely beautiful. Fantastic. Uh, that's a good effort what you've done there. See, Dean would normally be at Malvern. I think it was last weekend, but because of everything that's going on, Malvern's been cancelled. So he organised a virtual show of giant vegetables. You should go and check it out on Facebook. I think it's brilliant what he's done. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Qadar Khalil, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Simplify Gardening. Tony, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Hajira Begum, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. It's a cold one. Heater is on in the greenhouse tonight. What have you still got growing in the greenhouse? So yeah, we've passed the autumn equinox a few days ago. So that means autumn's officially here. Officially here. So it's gonna be. Is it the end of the gardening season, or is it actually the start of the gardening season? Um, Good evening, everybody. Still same name and now reached 2K. Ray, fantastic. Congratulations. That's really good news. Um, so you still got ghost chilies and sweet peppers. Nice, very nice indeed. I've still got my chilies. I've got still got loads of chilies in the garden, in the greenhouse. But luckily, I mean, outside temperature is quite cold, but inside the greenhouse it's not hit. It's not gone below 8 degrees yet, but 8 degrees is still quite cold on a night time. Uh, Jimmy's gardening allotment. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. Um, I miss going to Malvern. It was great to meet you and your family last year. Nick, it was brilliant. It was the first time I've ever been to anything like that. I've never been to a garden show. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was a brilliant day. Got to meet you, got to meet Dean, got to meet Jazz and her family. Um, who else did we meet? Terry, and quite a few of the other YouTubers. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Can you do a video on overwintering chili plants? Uh, Actually, I was thinking about doing that. That was on my mind of something to do. Um, yeah, I think yeah. The answer to that question is yes. Just give me a couple of weeks and I'll do something. Start of a new season. Strawberry runners planted this morning. Polytunnel rearranged. Lots of good projects started. Um, see, um, I'm with you, Ray. I think now's the time, especially as the leaves are falling, and there's lots and lots of good composting material. So start building your soil fertility. Start preparing for next year. There's loads of things you can still be planting as well. I asked a question about the elephant ears on Facebook. What do you think? What do you do with the plants after summer is over? Do they stay in the ground? So elephant ears, it, where people say where they're toxic is when they're cooked. When some people eat them raw, um, and they're eating them, and really they're not used to eating them, so they can have a toxic reaction to that. They can react to them badly. Um, but if they're cooked well, if they're cooked well in something like a curry or in a bhaji, they do perfect. They're perfectly fine. One thing you can do is squeeze out some of the juices and pour the juice away, and then cook them after you've done that. How do you store them? If they won't, they'll rot in frozen ground. So as long as the ground doesn't freeze, whatever you're storing them in, as long as they don't, the soil doesn't freeze, they'll overwinter outside. Some of the tubers we bring inside, some of the tubers we just leave in a container in the greenhouse in a tub of soil, and they do fine. And then we plant them out again into the garden in mid spring, late spring. Um, so that's what we do with them. Uh, Now it's autumn. My son has offered me wood ash from his wood owner. Would you think it's useful for the garden, Richard? I think wood ash should be brilliant for the garden. If it's come from untreated wood and it's come from like log burners, absolutely fantastic stuff. You can't beat it. Um, I'd save some of the dry stuff. Some of the really powdery stuff. It's for next year because it's a fantastic insecticide. It's also good at raising the soil pH. So if you've got acidic soil, it's good at raising the soil pH. It's full of minerals. So I think it's a good alternative to think. So, like if someone buys rock dust, for example, I think it's a good alternative to rock dust. Um, but yeah, I think it's brilliant. If you're going to grow brassicas, anything putting them around the roots of brassicas is good. Adding small amounts to the compost, adding small amounts to where you when you plant potatoes, it's good for keeping pests away from your potatoes. So it's got so many uses. I think it's fantastic. Um, Yashev, how are you? Yashvin, thank you very much for coming in. Not Yashev, sorry. Your arms have grown big from the huddle. How many did you get this? Did you get, and was it tasty? We didn't do that well this year, so we've probably got of the bottle gourds. We've probably got about eight. We've got something like 12 or so pumpkins, and there's some shark fin melons. Probably 6 or 7 still on the vine, and they'll be picked in the next day or two. Graham, thank you very much for coming in. Thanks for your email earlier. I've made a bed of wood chip spuds. How deep should it be? Graham, when we make the wood chip bed, we make it at least a foot deep, and if it settles quite a bit as the potato plants start growing through, you can earth them up basically with more wood chips. So I always keep it at about a foot depth. As the plants are growing up, if the wood chip starts to break down and starts to settle and it looks like it's dropping in height, I just top it up with more wood chips, more grass clippings, more organic matter, and that's enough. Decided not to grow much over winter so I can finish getting the sheds down and the new one built. Tony said, I'm not growing much this year over winter. I've got some cabbages in the ground and I've got some kohlrabi outside, but I'm gonna plant some onions, some overwintering onions that I've grown from seed, and I'm gonna plant some garlic in the bed that I don't have any sign of allium white rot. But everything else I've got loads and loads of cover crops in it. In I've gone really heavy on cover crops this year, so most of my beds are just really heavily heavy with cover crops. Um, Dan, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming. You planted your shallots today. Nice one. You're ahead of me. I haven't got there yet. I planted my onion seeds, a few weeks ago. They're probably about 2 or 3 inches tall. I'm waiting for them to thicken up a little bit, and then they'll be going out as soon as they're thick. They're about um, half the size of a pencil. They're going straight outside. Drops Family Garden, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Smash the like, absolutely. If you haven't hit that like, please hit that like. Izzy Wizzy, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I'm disappointed with my potatoes. I pulled a couple and only got £2 off them. Expected double that. How did you grow them, mate? Make sure there was no paint or preservatives and pine not great to use. Um, yeah, absolutely. Make sure there's no paint or preservatives. Any sort of treatments can cause issues because they don't always break down even after the burning, and they can sometimes morph into some more chemicals as well. Leslie Hood, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. How's the family? Oh, I forgot to ask Dean, how's his chest infection? Uh, what's good for planting? When is it good for planting garlic? Because my first year allotment experience, I normally plant garlic sort of mid October. Mid October, you plant the garlic just before, well, before the garlic freezes. Sorry, before the ground freezes, not the garlic. Before the ground freezes, then plant them out into the soil. Um, they'll shoot up to probably 3 or 4 inches, and then you get the frost and the cold, and that'll help split the bulb. And then come early spring, you'll see them come back to life, and they'll send up a second flush of energy and really bulb up and harvest them in June, Julyish time. Julie Hunt, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Uh, Graham, great, thank you. I've made it a foot deep, brilliant. Yeah, so if it drops, just top it up again, and it doesn't matter how your wood chips are, whether it's fresh or whether it's um, matured. Yeah, just go for it. Not been at the garden lately. I had to relocate 28 beehives on Wednesday and put my back out moving the last one as I turned to check it wasn't gonna fall over. Something was in. Oh, Tony, man, I really empathise with you when you talk about back pain. There's nothing worse than it. You know I suffer from it. I don't envy you at all, mate. Have you tried hot baths? That's one of the things that really help me. Do you know, when nothing else is helping, if you fill the bath up and just sit in, lay down in the bath if you can for about half an hour at least, in water that you can't, as hot as you can handle. That heat sometimes does it. Really does wonders. I use garden wood chips for the rabbit cage and just dump it in the compost bin when I clean the cage. Um, I haven't been to my allotment much as I've been back homeschooling. See, Leslie, you've got it. I think you guys, especially I think the mums have it quite hard during lockdown as well. When the kids are at home, um, it no matter how much the guys help out, I think it always falls a lot more harder on the mum when the kids are when you're trying to organise the kids' schooling and trying to work and trying to organise the family as well. Fantastic. You do a great job. You do an absolutely amazing job. Um, I planted out my garlic this week. They need a good few weeks of cold to separate the bulbs as they grow. Absolutely. Uh, who does Hugel Gulcher gardening on logs of wood? Um, Isabella, I do Hugel pots. So a lot of my I, when I plant my gourds, I plant in really so old dustbins. So they're about 3 foot tall. So whenever I plant, I always line the bottom with wood or wood chips, uh, and then I grow on top of them. Um, Frank Caldwell, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Um, I hope you feel better soon. Tell me about it. I had an operation on it a few years ago. It was easing slowly. What kind of operation did you have, Nick? Tony, sorry. Um, da, 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 da. Julie, may I ask you, have you overwintered peppers and what's the best procedure for doing this? Julie, yeah, the way it's a good time now to take cuttings from the pepper tree plants actually. So if you take cuttings from the pepper plants and you can try and start those off. The other thing you can do is depending on what you've got the pepper plants growing in. So if you've got them growing in some in pots, trim them back so you've just got like the main stem and maybe one or two side shoots. Do you know a couple of side shoots? Do you know like how you prune a tree? So you've got a couple of side branches. Prune them back to that, and then just store them. Don't let them drop below 5 degrees. Anything between 5 and 15 degrees, they'll stay dormantish. Um, if they get warmer than that, they'll start sending out shoots and they'll start growing. But if they get colder than that, they'll really struggle, even if it's for a couple of days. So don't let them get anything worse than that. Anything lower than that, sorry. Um, it was too wet early in the season with the potatoes. Uh, that's a shame drop. I mean, we had a great start to the season and then it just went completely pear shaped after that. Dean's chest is slowly getting better. That's good to hear, Leslie. Love my job, but it has had to temporarily shut down till the Argo's back. Um, it's not looking good, is it? Tanya C, good morning. I hope you've been keeping well. It's been a while since we've been back. We've been carving. Spring has sprung, so happy to be back in gardening mode. See, we're just coming towards the end of our gardening season, and you guys on the other side of the world, your gardening season's just starting. So brilliant. So we've been carving. So have you got lots of calves, baby calves at the moment? Then, oh, that's awesome. I'd love that. I would absolutely love that. The traditional saying is plant garlic on the shortest day of the year for harvesting on the longest day. See, they say that with onions, but not. I've not heard that with garlic. See, I wouldn't wait till December to plant garlic. Planting garlic, I don't. I think that's quite late to be planting garlic. But saying that, I planted garlic in January last year. Well, January this year, and I harvested in June, and they soon caught up. But I really like. I much prefer planting while you can still feel your fingers. So yeah, October's all right. Fingers crossed you're back to it, Leslie. Yeah. Hari Ma'ari wa alaikum assalam. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. If you haven't hit that like for me, please hit that like. Let's get that like count up a little bit. uh, I have to go. Time for Strictly Come Dancing. Cheerio. Izzy, you take care. Have a good evening. Beside a hot shower, bath, get some wild lettuce extract off Amazon for your back pain, Monty. That's what I use since it's all. See, you've told me that before, and I still haven't looked it up. Abdul Rahman, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much for coming in. Love your channel, love what you're doing. I'm a complete beginner, hoping to start coming spring, so finding all those videos really useful. Um, that's what I'm glad. I'm glad that you're finding it useful. Yeah, I'm really glad that you are. Um, Abdul Rahman, grow some microgreens and baby greens indoors during the winter. That's a good idea. I keep saying I'm going to do microgreens, but I never get around to doing it. See. I do bean sprouts, and that's as much as the microgreens as I get to. But yeah, last year I was going to do microgreens, but I just never got around to doing them. Um, Allotment basics. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Um, why do so many people grow gourds in bins? Dan, it's just a good size. You know, the containers are a good size, and because we're normally because the time that you plant gourds really need the heat. more so than I'd say more so than pumpkins, um, and they need a much longer season. So if you plant them in a bin, you've got or in some kind of large container, you've got a bit more control over the temperature of the soil, and that's why I like going from that way. I had two collapsed discs that were removed and one filled. The other, that's why in older videos when you see me digging, I'm on my knees to keep the back straight. So, do you know when you say that? See, I had a discectomy in 2009. Um, so, and when you're saying that you're on your knees digging, I do that. I do that. Yeah, I feel you. I really feel you, mate. After I have to cut a tree and want to make a log hugelkultur bed. Uh, you put wood logs in bins. What? How much do you put on top of the logs? So yeah. So about when I use the bins, probably about a foot, anywhere between 6 inches to a foot of wood or wood chips or woody stuff, and then on top of that, um, it's a lot more green material, so um, unbroken down manure, unbroken down kitchen scraps, and then probably 6 inches of that, and then pile on my homemade compost, and then I plant into there. Have I tried elephant garlic? That's not one that I've grown. It's one that I say I'm going to grow, but it lacks. See, we grow garlic for the taste and the real spice, and elephant garlic doesn't have that. It's much milder and it tastes much more like a leek. Because it's not a true garlic, it is a leek more than anything else. So it's not one that I've tried, but it's something that I will try when I get around to it, inshallah. Um, Julie, not a problem at all. Any advice on how to stop chickens from pecking each other? Daughter has a boss chicken, which can be a bit aggressive to the other four hens. Would a little cider vinegar in the water help? Richard, some chickens can be real nasty like that. I mean, if the chickens are pecking and the one that's getting bullied is getting hurt quite a bit, then separate that one a little bit and let it recover. Also, if you've got a nasty chicken, I've had a couple of nasty chickens in the past. Um, bullying them can actually stop, calm them down a little bit and put them in their place. So pick them up, get into the coop and just pick on that one. So chase that one about, pick it up, hold on to it. Uh, if you see it going for another one, then you go and pick it up and hold it for a bit. That as strange as it sounds, that can put them in their place a little bit, but they do naturally have the pecking order. And normally, if once they've got organised the pecking order, then they do tend to stop squabbling as much, but they'll always give the top chicken will always give the other ones a little peck if they're encroaching on in a space or in an area. There's little, yeah. So some of it is expected, some of it will happen, but if it's too much, then you definitely need to separate the weaker one and let it recover. That's one thing that I would do. I've been spending tons of money on some rare houseplants. I'm gonna be doing a grow room at the studio for them. See, that's one thing I'm lacking in a lot. You know, the houseplants, and probably the biggest reason that we don't have houseplants is because the kids would destroy them. I remember, do you know, like we plant the seedlings in the house, and one day, he just decided to put, you know, just because he was feeling bored, he just went and pulled a load of seedlings out. So we looked at him and said, "Who did that?" Me. Why? Oh, I just wanted to pull them out. So we get a lot of that. So we don't have a lot of houseplants, and it's something that I'd like actually. Um, and pine tree okay for hugelkultur, maybe for plants that want acidic soil. Blueberries on top. Um, Pine trees are fine for hugelkultur because you're not going to be growing into the wood until a lot later, and by the time the logs break down, it's neutral soil anyway. The issue you're going to have around acidity is if the logs stay too wet. So in hugel beds, the big issue is that you want them to keep the moisture, but if they're always sat in anaerobic conditions and they get too wet, then they become acidic, and that's the thing to watch out for. So I don't think you've got an issue whether it's pine or hardwood or anything else, but keeping it not letting it get anaerobic and not letting it get too wet is a big issue. When you're going to get more chickens, I'd like your videos. I like your videos with them in it, and watching your kids interact with them. Uh, we've got chickens, Graham. So we've got about at the moment we've got I think 6 or 7 chickens. I have. I'm gonna be rebuilding the chicken coop this year. It's going to be moving from where it is to somewhere else. And there's a big reveal coming on where it's moving. Um, and I won't get any more chickens until next spring. I don't like adding chickens in the winter because I normally go when I add chickens. I normally go for uh, young chickens, and if they're a little bit weak, they don't always um, survive the winter. So I like buying. Yeah, I like getting chickens in the springtime. Um, so, but there will be something. There will be something coming in on the chicken front soonish. Probably was 2 years later. Needed a keyhole surgery on both knees, but that was through work as they were on our knees. And oh man, Tony, you've been through it, man. I didn't. Wow, I didn't know about this because you seem so fit and so active. But do you know, like one of the things that when where we were on this pain management course that we had to go on. One of the things that was saying was that people with disabilities, they're always trying to be overachievers. Tony, I've had three three knee ops now, waiting for a bionic one. Frank's gonna be the bionic man. I have a 30 litre bucket full of cloves. Oh, is that the garlic one? Yeah. So got elephant garlic's about. It's more of an elephant. It's more of a. It's more of a leek substrate. Absolutely. But can't compare whole logs with wood chips. But fine. Uh, I will check further. Wanted to know if people here tried it. MTB Geek is back. Internet dropped. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate that. Get rid of them. Twit the head and have done. Uh, which one's that one? I'm not sure which one Tony's replying. Which one's Tony's replying to? I think he's talking about the chickens. The only house plants I like are edible. Uh, my biggest issue is my house is too dry. We used to have mold here, so I bought a dehumidifier and it's turned the leaves on my banana crispy, and it's still hanging in there though. So the studio will be better. Um, Brian from Allotment Life is here. Brian, thank you very much for coming in. Uh, it's cold in the morning. Brian, it was freezing this morning. We went for a walk at 7 o'clock this morning, me and my wife. So we've started doing this. We're trying to get fit. Well, she's trying to get me fit and trying to get me losing some weight. So she's making me go out for a walk with her every Saturday and Sunday mornings. So while the kids are still asleep, we go out for a little bit, go for a little walk, and come back. Um, and I get to look for some interesting mushrooms while we're at it. So yeah, but it is freezing. Uh, Satyam, thank you very much for coming in. You're a top gardener. Thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate it. Um, first time I've seen you in the live. You're very welcome. Thank you very much for coming in. They're a friendly bunch in here, so enjoy yourself. Join in the chat. Thanks, Monty, for the tip on for Hugel. Uh, Not a problem at all, Isabella. Not a problem at all. Davey, come on, guys, hit the thumbs up button. Absolutely, guys. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, please hit that thumbs up. I've, it has been a bit cold today. Everyone's saying hello to Brian. See, everyone likes it when Brian comes in. I'm halfway through your last video. Russ, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. I'm late to the party this week. I'm glad you made it though. Better late than never. Thanks for the help, Monty. Very interesting chat. Please, perhaps a good old school hot water bottle could be could help. Yeah, for backs, hot water bottles does help. Um, where am I in the chat? I've lost myself. Good job. I only have one leg. And see, I love it. I love the humor. I love the humor. I keep getting caught out in the rain. Have you just got caught out in the rain again? Monty, can you ring husband line? Yeah, she wants me to get fit. And Frank, I do need to lose some weight. I mean, I was watching myself in the last video, and my belly's getting way too big. I think I'm close to the heaviest I've ever been. I need to lose. Yeah, I need to get fit. Because what? Because it. I notice as I get heavier, my back's always hurting more. So I need to. If I can lose a couple of stone, then I think that'll help me on the pain front as well. You're okay, Russ. Monty won't catch up for another half an hour. Monty had to put the central heating on today for the first time this year, bro. David, we've had. I'll be honest, we've had the heating on for a few weeks now. Uh, I struggle in the cold. I don't do cold. Um, if you see me in videos where I'm outside in the cold, I've normally got two pairs of trousers on, a few pairs of socks, and a good couple of layers on top. So I saw a video late winter, and I looked like the Michelin Man because I was that padded up. uh, Palmjit, thank you very much for coming in. I love your channel. I have learnt a lot. Can you please tell us how to overwinter chili plants? Uh, do you know what? We just went through that. Just before you've come in, we were discussing that. So, what to do is to trim them back. So you leave the main stem and maybe a couple of side shoots. Keep them anywhere between 5 and 15 degrees Celsius. Below 5 and they'll start to struggle, and above 15 they'll start sprouting, and that won't be good. But go back. I discussed it. I discussed it in quite a bit of detail earlier, so that might help you. Uh, Monty, if you need to lose some weight, I need to lose. Yeah, I was Ross. I was looking at my belly, man, and honestly, I look pregnant. I saw myself passing a car yesterday. You know, I just caught a glimpse in the mirror, and it looked like I was pregnant. So yeah, I do need to lose a bit of weight. It's buffering. I'm sorry, guys, if it's buffering. Let's see if I'm on. I've got a full signal, so I hope I hope it comes back. The only way I can lose weight is go in hospital. I'll accept being like a tank. Leslie, I'm with you. But you guys are always colder than where we are. So up in the North Pole, The one thing, do you know that? Do you know, like winter? The one thing I look forward to in winter is having a good layer of snow so we can go sledging. I don't mind that, but I don't like the cold. So if we could have snow without the cold, that'd be good. Miss Rashid is here. Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. Um, if anyone I haven't said hello to, I'm sorry. But hello, and thank you very much for joining us. And if you haven't hit that like, please hit that like for us. We're on 30 people in, 27 likes. Get that like count above the 30 mark. Watch the replay. Oh, where have I gone? My kind therapist says best thing for back is biking. Second thing, swimming. If you put your head in the water, don't forget to take a breather. Biking. That's I didn't know that actually. Because swimming is everyone says do swimming. Everyone says do swimming, and that's supposed to help. But I didn't know biking was one. That's interesting. Palm jet not a problem at all. Yeah, we up here in the North Pole it's freezing. What's the temperature hitting at the moment? I need to lose weight too, and always use my back as an excuse. My kind kind cyst wavered all that. I hate biking. See, we've started doing these walks. I think it's our second or third weekend in a row that we've gone out and done these walks, and I'm quite enjoying it actually because rather than walking on the roads, we're just looking for a little. We're looking for woods local to us, or somewhere just somewhere a bit scenic. Um, so I can do a little bit of mushroom hunting, and we can do a bit of walking at the same time. We went this morning, and I found some brilliant. I got some brilliant finds. I found the fly agaric Amanita Muscaria, and that's the most iconic mushroom. It's the bright red one with the white speckles on it. It's a magic mushroom, so if you want to take that for recreational purposes, you can do, but it can be deadly poisonous. I found another amanita that was quite poisonous. I think it was called Amanita cintara. I found some edible. It was. I found a couple of firsts as well. I found um, some orange peel fungus, um, which literally looks like orange peel. That's edible. I brought it home. I was going to cook it, got it washed up, got it ready, and as I was putting my onions and everything ready in my frying pan, ready to cook and I was going to cook it alongside some regular shop bought mushrooms. My mum goes, "You're not eating them. They look disgusting." Took them and binned them. So even at my age, mum's still telling me what to do. uh, That's like saying I want sun in Wales. Tony, yeah, I told you, I told you it's a mental thing, man. Monty, have you ever tried to grow sweet potatoes in this zone 8 climate? I would love to give them a go. Julie, I've never had much luck with sweet potatoes. My brother managed to get some started last year, but he got them started really late on in the season, and yeah, they grew into decent sized plants, but they never produced anything. But I've never had any luck with sweet potatoes. I think Tony's done a few videos on growing sweet potatoes. So Tony, if you got some suggestions on that, um, I look forward to winter because the Orion constellation looks stunning in the southern sky. Um, do you know Orion is the first star constellation that my brother taught me to identify. My eldest brother, I mean, there's a big gap in age between me and my eldest brother, so it's a 14-year gap, and he pretty much raised us. So uh, he taught me a lot of these sorts of things, and he actually put in a lot of my love for the outdoors, because he used to, when we were kids, he'd take us up to Lady Bower Reservoir, and just take us for little walks around there, and just onto the edge of Derbyshire, and take us for walks around there. and yeah, I think he's got a lot. He's got a lot to answer for my love for the outdoors. Yeah, he's a good man. Julie Hunt, I grow them in Zone 6B, so why not? Okay. So there's your sweet potatoes. So suggest some tips. Ismail Karolio, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much for coming in. Uh, I hope you're well. See, I started laughing as soon as I was saying that because I started reading some of Tony's comment. Biking's good because you're. See, I got distracted with Tony's comment. Naughty, 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 naughty. Um, yeah, biking's low impact, but swimming is better for bad backs. Can't swim now. Will only go in circles. See, even with whatever issues he's got going on, his humour's absolutely quality. Temps aren't too bad. We're in the North Lincolnshire at the moment. See, I think this morning when we went out in the car, it was about 7 or 8 degrees. Um, the kids keep asking to come to yours. They're welcome, you know. You're welcome to come down anytime. Yeah, we had a right laugh when you guys came down. Everyone really enjoyed it. Everyone really enjoyed it. Um, I do a 10K a day with the dog. Thankfully, around here that there's loads of different woodlands. You do 10K a day. Wow. No, that's impressive. That's very impressive. Um, it's 11 degrees here right now. I don't know what the temperature is right now outside. Um, Palmjet, I don't know what your climate is, but outdoor coriander does better through the winter. We struggle with bolting in the summer. Um, See, right, if you're in the UK, what I'd do with coriander is I'd grow them in pots rather than try and grow them in the ground right now, because if we get a frost anytime, they'll just kill them off. But if you've got them in pots and we forecast a frost, just bring them in, keep them in on the windowsill overnight, and then take them back out again. They're also good early spring as well, so coriander's not a bad time now. But um, Tanya, do you get snow do you get snow? Swimming's only good if you don't bend your neck. If you try to keep your hair dry, it bends the spine. Back swimming's also good. The cold water is an extra for losing fat. See, Isabel, I do what's called, I look really graceful in the water. I'm absolutely amazing. I do something called the doggy paddle. I do something called the doggy paddle or flap my arms about and look like I'm drowning until I get to where I'm going. So, yeah, need to grow them in greenhouse. They need the heat. Uh, finally settled into the new home now and found my camcorder ready to bore everybody with an update. Brian, it's a long time coming. Get that video out. We want to see it. We want to see what your new place is looking like. Yeah, uh, Brian, that would be great. Would nice to see your allotment again. And are you going to be growing some stuff in your home garden as well? That'd be nice to see what your do you know like before and after pics of yeah, before and after pics of what your gardens look what it looks like now and what it's going to look like when you've done it up. Um, I try not to look when I enter. Hang on, where am I gone? Where am I gone? I think I'm falling behind the chat. Be nice to see you back on the YouTube again. Absolutely. Oh, there's an answer back, Isabel. No, yeah, that's quality. Uh, if it's 11 degrees up north and 11 degrees down south, I think we're about the same then. um, I don't know if that's how it works, but that's how it works in my mind anyway. Sweet potatoes are actually a perennial. Most people harvest them through though when the leaves turn yellow, just like potatoes. Snow. Oh, because the salt melts it. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Aqua aerobic sounds crazy, but if I could get get to one round me, I'd be there. Um, Aqua aerobics. I can just about swim, man. Uh, Never mind trying to do all that fancy stuff in the water. We don't have snow, just the odd frost, so probably a little more temperate. Oh, sorry, I'll turn that off so I'm not causing you guys a nuisance. Uh, See, we haven't had a good snow for a good few years now. Um, I think, you know, I remember when we were kids that it used to snow and school would be closed because it would snow that much. Um, and now, oh, see, I was just about to start talking about you because it's snow since
I
you.
was watching the movie Fearless, and then Captain Lightspeed jumped off the building and said, "Valet than never," and then he said, "Boy, that's a horrible catchphrase, and strike that." He's from
See,
a video game, and Raid, the kid who
sl-
played the video game,
slow down.
made his babies come out of the game,
Get your legs down
and he
because
saw
you're
the
hurting it.
warning but ignored it.
See, I was just about to talk
And his
about you
game name is Fearless,
because
and his Captain Lightspeed's babies have superpowers, and Doctor Arcanus, who looks like the Grinch, mm, uh, with combined with a bug, combined with Doctor Eggman.
see, shall I tell you what I was just about to talk about you? I was just talking about you because it's only once in your lifetime been able to take you sledging, and that's one of the things that I'm missing out on. I'd love to take you. I'd love to be able to take you guys sledging. I'd
I'm on
love.
the ground.
Are you off mining? See, Brian, I've got the kids ready. Send them down pit.
Ask me some questions! I'm just the
No
one
scream.
from here.
Sit down. Sit down. Um, wait.
Steven
Oh,
Universe!
slow down.
I know who Steven Universe is. There's Garnet,
Where have I
I
ended up in
think
the?
there's one called Amethyst.
I don't know where I've ended up in the chat.
And there's Paul.
Don't lean on me, sweetheart.
Sorry. Those are the crystal gems that
Uh,
Steven lives
just
with in Beach
just one
City.
second. Dean would better get a move on. Yeah. Where are you going? Are you heading down? We need to send you down the pit actually. Just a note on sweet potatoes. Zone 9 to 12 has perennial. Otherwise, yank the sweet potatoes in the winter. Okay.
But I like how you read books in the night it's like that. You can feel very cold.
Nomad Unbroken.
Get your book.
How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. How are you keeping? Kyle loves watching Steven Universe. What's Steven Universe?
It's a cartoon about a kid with a jewel in his belly button and he can make shields with it. He can make shields with it, and he's being protected. Who's Kyle? By a bunch of people
Kyle,
made by
to a house.
and he's being protected by a bunch of people who confuse him by doing dances or just randomly fusioning. Do that. How are you both?
Enter the monsters.
What's Enter the Monsters? Is it an episode?
No, he's talking about you. He's joking about you. Who's overwintering bell pepper successfully? Does it really increase the production? We've overwintered them a few times. What it does is it gives you an earlier start to the season rather
What
than.
does it mean by Kyle's Elizabeth and Sky's
they came to our house. Do you know when Dean came to our house?
Yeah.
Their children, Kyle, Elizabeth, and Sky. We were playing with them all day.
1, 2, 3.
So yeah. So yeah, it gives you an earlier start to the season. And if you're growing not bell peppers, but like the super hots, they're more productive in their second year. But if you're growing things like green chilies, they're most productive generally in their first year.
You showed him it.
Showed who what? Just one second.
Can someone
But
please
hang on.
ask me some questions
Belinda
about
Blunderbuss
stuff?
saying hiya, thanks for brightening up our days, helping your dad. Look, see, there's people who like watching you in the garden. I know you're getting a bit bored of it nowadays, but yeah, they like you guys in the garden. Wa alaikum assalam, Rabia. Thank you
Some
very much
people
for
will be
coming
mean to my dad and tell him to shave before his videos.
in.
One. I told him to reply to them and say, I'm gonna drive over to your house and
No.
rip your arms off and shove them up your butt. That's what they said in Avengers Endgame.
That's mean that. But Steve, you know when people say mean things, they're not always worth replying to. Yeah. And sometimes
I think you should just say
the thing is because it's over the internet.
Kyle is Elizabeth and Sky's brother.
Yeah.
I thought he said Sky is Elizabeth. I thought he said Kyle is Elizabeth and Elizabeth is Sky. That's what I thought
The
he
pirates have brought no. Kyle is Elizabeth and Sky. Remember Elizabeth and Sky? They came to our house, and Kyle, he was the boy who came.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's who Kyle is.
But I don't get it. Kyle's Elizabeth and Sky's
So
brother.
Sky's the eldest,
Kyle
Elizabeth then, and then
is
Kyle's the
Elizabeth.
youngest. So Kyle's their brother.
She's saying Kyle is
just like-
Elizabeth.
just like-
So it's
Just like
in
your
birth order.
just like your Khadijah's brother.
Oh,
Tanya's saying she loves the headlight.
Youngest.
That thing on your head.
Wasn't it? Wait, why do
So-
you even need this? So
Let,
you can see in the dark.
let us grow home. Even late to the
Dad
party as
probably
usual.
needed it when he was exploring underneath the house.
Better late than never. Glad you could make it. Thank you very much for coming in.
That's a horrible catchphrase.
So Rabia's saying, well, salam to you.
Ask
So
me
what-
some.
what-
Ask me
Rabia,
some questions.
so say
Ask me
walaikum
some
assalam.
questions, people.
We have lots of old mines here, so we could send these down the pit. They're ready. See, they're ready. All they need is a pickaxe, and they can go and earn a living for us.
I want to make cartoons.
So yes, do.
I'm wintering my naga.
Don't worry about that. See,
Yes,
don't worry
do
about the
tell.
negativity, Monty. It shows you're making an impact. You can't please all the people all the time. Absolutely. CW, thank you very much for the thumbs up.
What did you say?
Um,
Did you just say CW?
no, CW.
Oh.
Yeah, Tony. Some of the stuff can be quite nasty. But
Can you ask me some questions?
okay, they'll ask you some questions. Don't worry, you'll get some questions. Love the garden channel, Tony the main
You
man.
could have just did the number 2 instead
Thank you very
of
much
writing
for
the
saying that.
word
Only to
2.
pay for entertainment when you have children.
I think I missed
you
2.
must have missed it.
I had the kids jump on me though.
Ask
Me some questions. Who's that? Always Z.
Ways walaikum assalam. Thank you very much
Who's
for coming
that?
in.
What did the
They
filter
go
say?
up like mine and tell me I'm old. They're all they're telling me I'm old.
Yeah, he's an old man.
I could really like to. What would you like to grow next season? What would you like to grow next season?
No. Boring question.
Okay, but this is one. Try and
Potatoes.
Try and answer
Sweet
that
potato.
question.
Sweet potato.
They'll ask you a superhero question in a minute, but try and answer that one for now.
Sweet potatoes. I don't know. I don't grow anything. Potato.
Yes, you do. Come on.
I want sweet peas. My dad just makes me grow it.
See, you don't like growing
Wait,
anything.
we have daisies.
Daisies. We've got daisies.
Where?
Outside.
Where?
Those big purple ones. We've got purple daisies.
No, white ones.
We've got white daisies.
Dad, I need to get my art skills if I'm gonna make comic books and cartoons and.
Always love your chat. Thank you very much, brother.
still
I appreciate that. Are you still Spider-Man? Remember,
Who's that? Spider-Man.
you were wearing the Spider-Man costume when they came. Remember?
I am not Spider-Man. Khadija. Don't you dare.
My four-year-old asked if a three-legged cat was all. Oh, they've got no filter, have they? They've absolutely got no filter, and that's probably the best thing. Do you know, one of the best things about kids is that they're brutally honest. Do you know, like Toyib is absolutely brutally honest. Do you know, he'll say exactly how he sees it, and yeah, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. Question for the boy: who is the best cook, mum or dad? He's disappeared now. I'm new to gardening and 4 weeks into a new overgrown plot. It's amazing how much work my kid gets done at the allotment when paid in fortnight. How old's your child? Have you got a boy or a girl? Um, right. Got to shoot. Kids need tea. Tony, thanks for coming and hanging out. Appreciate it, mate. And we'll see you soon. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Uh, uh, so 11. He's just turned. He's so he was just turned 9, and Khadija turned 8 earlier this year. So yeah, not far, not much difference. But he's starting to get. Do you know, like when I was in the garden when he was about 4 or 5, he'd be in the garden with me, following me around everywhere, getting into everything. And he's getting a bit older now, and he's starting to think, right, uh, I prefer watching my computer games and my other sort of stuff, but I need to get them out. You know, I need to try and get him back into being a bit more motivated. But but Khadija, she's like the proper little farmer girl. She's absolutely, you know, I think give it another couple of years and I can retire and she'll take over. Uh, don't shoot the kids, just have you. I don't know what's going on. I'm starting to get a bit of a stuffy nose. Um, I love. It's lovely seeing your children. Um, it's bonkers when they come in though. They come in and they just completely wreck the place, and then they walk off like nothing's happened and leave it completely unsettled. Um, Only Elizabeth enjoys going to. See, Elizabeth and Khadija, they got on so well. I think they're very much like peas in a pod then too. I've just made with Tony's video a soil sieve yet to attach a motor, but yeah, it's something else that the boy can turn. See, what I've got is a hand crank. So what I've done is uh, I've got uh, I've got a sieve made out of a blue barrel. But then I bolted a rod through the middle, and I just hand crank it. Gee,
I need you to help me out.
I can't.
Let me just finish my.
Come here, and I'll help you. And I'll help you from here.
And then.
So I hand crank my sieve. Need more kids interested in gardening, less vandalism when they grow up. I have 21-year-old, 15-year-old, and a 4-year-old. Come here, bud. Come on this side.
Yeah.
Or go to your dad, she'll help you.
My zip is stuck.
So, and a 2-year-old grandchild. So are you a free babysitter now? Because we're doing that at the moment. So when we go out on our little walks, leave the kids at home with my mum. Well,
And Daddy was crying when he got off the toilet and
so Zaki was crying and wouldn't get off the toilet, and it's my fault. There we go. There you go. That's the answer we're getting now. Uh, who do we want, Zaki? When do we want him now? Where is it? So we're starting to get the spiders coming and joining us. We've got Spider Gueno, Spider
Go spider.
Go Spider. There you go. I'd like to see that crank idea. Is there a video on it? There's not a video specifically on it because I broke my computer at the time, and well, my computer broke at the time, and I lost the making the cranker video. But if you look at a video chicken composting, it's from a few months ago. Yeah, the chicken composting video features it quite a bit. So you can see what the hand cranker looks like there.
Oh,
Um,
well, does that look
that
weird?
Hey? We used to love helping in Dad's garden. We used to eat more than help. I think the upside was we weren't forced to eat cooked veg because we'd had our fill. You you like eating veg from the garden, don't you?
Yeah.
You were
I like peas. I just rip it off and peel the pit and back
so
and just
she
eat
she
it.
likes peas. Yeah. And what else you like? You like the fruit, don't you? You like strawberries,
Raspberries,
raspberries,
apples,
apples.
but they're too
But
they're
they're too
spicy,
yeah,
sour.
they're too sour the apples at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
Brian's calling you the bogeyman.
What?
um, um,
Also comes with this old
yeah,
socks.
take a look. It's called composting with chickens or chicken composting. It's from earlier this spring. I've done a few videos on it, but the one from earlier this spring shows the shows the thing in action. It's great. You still have it white. I think it's some more. Yeah, I think that thing gets washed quite a bit. Got to go. Battery at 4%. Thanks all and good night, Richard. Thank you for coming in and having a hanging out with us. I appreciate it. You take care. Um, Hadi,
Yeah.
Isabel saying her favourites are peas as well.
Who's Isabel?
So she's there. She's coming in the
Who's
chat.
Isabel?
Well, you haven't met her, but she's in the chat saying she likes peas as well. Um, she told me she's helped you. She told me she's helped you garden in it. In that Spider-Man thing. Yeah, she's been. You've been in the garden with that thing, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because I'm surprised she hasn't, wrecked the hands of it. Because she'll go and start picking up stuff like weeds and stuff, and sticks. And I'm surprised she hasn't, all the threads and stuff haven't come out. Go and tell Dave if he's going to come in because we're going to finish soon. So if he wants to come in, then he needs to hurry up. Go on, go and get him. She,
You want to come in?
I have to go too. Have a great week, Tanya. Thank you very much for coming in and spending some time with us. I appreciate it. It's always nice having you in. You take care. Spider Power. I was watching a quick compost in 10 days yesterday on your channel. Do you do lives? Every Saturday, 8 o'clock. We're here. If I'm, if I no, well, I say 8 o'clock, but I'm normally a couple of minutes late. What's that say?
It looks backwards.
Okay, what does it say?
Dave's question time.
Dave's question time. So,
wait, let me just put this back. It's actually a drawing of Sonic and Pikachu going super.
well, come here because we're gonna finish soon. So you need to. So.
Who's Isabel for?
It was a comment earlier on. Where's your Spider-Man costume gone?
I didn't want to wear it.
Oh, you didn't want to wear it. Okay.
Should I take mine? You have to ask me questions now.
You see, Leslie's adding the most important caveat there, Ish. Isabel, thank you very much for coming in. You take care, and I'll see you again soon.
I can't see.
Right. So one question for you before we go.
No. More questions. About 5. Yeah, like 5 or something. Give us both questions. No, me question. I didn't write Tayyip and Khadija. I wrote Tayyip.
DC, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Guys, DC. Me. Questions. Come on, ask questions. Look.
So.
Someone left and someone came.
Glad I found your channel. The guy.
Questions.
Glad I found the channel, guys and girls.
I couldn't think of which one was my favorite. I'm the only
Which is your favorite superhero? What's your favorite superhero?
I have a ton. My favorite superhero is Iron Man.
Which one's your favorite? Which one do you like the best?
My one is Iron Man.
Always.
At the moment it's Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog at the moment. Okay.
Naturally, it's
what's your favorite ice cream?
Actually, at the moment it's my favorite ice cream is mint choc chip.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Mine's mint choc chip. Mint choc chip.
What's your favorite fruit?
No one asked that?
None of them.
You need to get no, but the thing is, this is the thing. You need to start eating some fruit because
Don't allow them, pretzel lady.
you're losing out on a lot of vitamins, and you're not going to get big and strong if you don't eat fruit and vegetables.
No.
No, you need to, but yeah, it's important.
Pretzel lady, and don't allow them.
What time is your bedtime?
I don't know. I just go to bed at 8. Don't allow I'm pretzel lady.
They come in for a little bit. They've had their tea. They come in for a little bit just to say hello, and then they'll be That's why they're already. That's why they're in their pajamas already, so they'll be getting into bed.
I said.
Look at that! Look, that's a good idea. Mix the fruit with the ice cream.
No.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I'll get plain ice cream.
Well, I'm out of here.
I can get a plain.
Say bye to everyone.
I can get plain. I can get plain vanilla ice cream and put some raspberries in it.
And then you'll have raspberry ice cream. That's a good idea.
You're evil.
She's not evil. Jelly with fruit in. That's another good idea. Jelly with fruit in.
Whoever said that is evil.
No, they're not.
What's currants with yogurt is nice?
Currants and yogurt's nice.
What's that? That's currants. Anyone who likes that is evil.
Well, no, you like Ribena. Ribena is just currant juice. There you go.
Vim to win.
Right, guys, we've gone past the hour mark, so and it's been nice having a good chat. It's been fun tonight. I've enjoyed it.
I know. If you go back.
So
wait, look. If you what?
If
you come late in the live, you can
what?
Stay longer than
she's about to give you detention, guys. So before she gives you detention for coming late, it's been a very good harvesting there, and that little heat wave really helped the goats out in the end. My wife is very happy.
I gotta pee.
Okay, then go to the toilet.
There's no toilet paper.
Khadija, go and get some in my dad's room.
There isn't actually
That's good news to hear, because we didn't, that late one. The winds in August damaged us quite badly, so I'm glad to hear that you did well. Blend fresh strawberries with vanilla ice cream and a touch of milk or cream, and you've got a frozen milkshake. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea.
What did she say?
I like that idea.
Blend fresh strawberries with vanilla ice cream and a touch of milk or ice cream, then you got a frozen milkshake.
I like that idea. Right.
Once we made a strawberry milkshake, I didn't like it.
Stop breaking that. Okay. Right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to call it a day there. Appreciate it from everyone. I'll see you next week, 8 o'clock for those of you who don't know. But yeah, see you then. So I'll leave it there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.